Hello everyone! Welcome po ulit sa ating MathIsip YouTube channel where we can find free Tagalog mathematics tutorial. Our topic for today is all about volume of pyramids. But before we begin, let me just remind everyone to please click the subscribe button pag hindi pa po tayo nakakapag-subscribe. And for our fellow teachers who would like to avail of our PowerPoint presentations, you can check our Facebook page if you are interested, or you can click the link in the description below. Okay, so for our learning competency, today we are going to explore inductively the volume of pyramids other than square and rectangular pyramids. So, take note, we are going to explore inductively. So ngayon po, sa mga students and sa mga fellow teachers natin, asahan natin that we are not going to just give you the formula for our topic for today. Since we are guided by this competency, we are going to derive the formula para malaman natin yung volume ng pyramids. Okay? And after that, we are going to find the volume of pyramids other than square and rectangular pyramids. And we are going to solve problems involving volume of pyramids. So let's now begin with our lesson. Okay, let's start with a simple recall. Remember, this topic is not new to you, grade 8 students, because this topic is already introduced to you in grade 7. Okay, so let's review the definition of pyramid. Well, a pyramid is a three-dimensional solid with a polygonal base and triangular faces that converge to a single point called apex. So, ito po yung ating base. It can be a square, a rectangle, or any kind of polygon. And then, this is our apex. We have the lateral faces. We have the slant height and the height perpendicular to the base. And we have here the edge. So these are all the different parts of a pyramid. Next, we also learned about the area of a rectangle in your early mathematics. So don't forget the formula. Area of a rectangle is equal to length times width. Area of a square is equal to S times S, or S squared. And then we also have here the volume of a prism. Okay, let's review it. Remember, this is already three-dimensional. So we have the length, we have the width, and then we have the height. So the formula in getting the volume is length times width times height. Or, in short, we can have the base, whatever the base is, times the height. So this is the space inside this polygon, and this is now the space inside this three-dimensional space. So, kailangan po natin tong mga ito para po makapag-proceed tayo sa ating lesson. Next one, we also learned about the derivation of the formula in finding the volume of a rectangular pyramid. So let's just watch this again because this is very important para maintindihan po natin kung paano po na-derive yung ating formula. Let us explore the volume of a pyramid. How do we derive the formula in getting the volume of a pyramid? To demonstrate this, I have here three identical pyramids. Each has the same rectangular base. They have the same length, the same width, and the same height. Therefore, their volumes are also the same. Now, if I'm going to click this animation button, observe what solid figure we can create if we combine all the three pyramids in a particular way. Yes, we form a rectangular prism. Now, how do we calculate the volume of a rectangular prism? Remember, we just need to multiply the length times the width times the height, or the area of the base times height. Now again, how many identical pyramids did we combine to make this rectangular prism? Yes, there are three. So how does one volume of a pyramid compare to the volume of the rectangular prism? Yes, the volume of our single pyramid is just 1/3 of the volume of the rectangular prism. Therefore, the formula for finding the volume of a pyramid is simply 1/3 times the base area. In this case, the volume of this rectangular pyramid is 1/3 times the length times width times height. Alright, using this model, we were able to find out the relationship between the pyramid and then the prism. So ito na po yung relationship niya. Volume is equal to 1/3 times length times width times height. To prove this, we also have another derivation method which is using a liquid. Okay, panoorin niyo po ulit ito para po ma-remember natin, maalala natin yung derivation. Okay? Okay, so now after all those exploration, we were able to arrive with this formula. So we have the volume of a rectangular pyramid is equal to 1/3 times length times width times height, or length times width times height divided by 3, or in short, we can just say 1/3 times the base area times the height. Alright? And also, it applies with our square pyramid. Ganun din po. So instead of length times width, we can say side times height divided by 3, or 1/3 times side squared times height. Or ganun din po, we can still apply the 1/3 base area times height. Okay, so again, if you missed those lessons in grade 7, pwede nyo naman pong balikan. We can have these titles doon sa aming playlist if you want to watch those videos para po mas maintindihan natin yung lesson natin for today in your grade 8. Okay, again, with those review, I think you are now ready to begin with our core lesson for today, which is volume of other pyramids. Aside from square and rectangular pyramids, we will now explore regular base polygons. Okay, ito po yung mga katulad nitong mga nandito. We have here triangle, we have pentagon, and then we have a hexagonal pyramid. Okay, so let's now begin with the definition of regular pyramid. A pyramid whose base is a regular polygon. Okay, regular polygon, pare-parehas po ang kanilang sides and pare-parehas din po ang mga angles. Okay, interior angles. So what are those? We have triangular pyramid. This is an equilateral triangle. Okay, pare-parehas po yung sides ng mga triangle. At the same time yung mga angles din po. Aside from that, we have the square pyramid. Remember, square is a regular polygon. It is a quadrilateral with same or equal sides. Okay. We also have here pentagonal pyramid. Pentagonal pyramid with 5-sided polygon as its base. Okay. And then we can also have hexagonal pyramid. Okay. May mga iba pa bang pyramid aside from this? Yes, meron pa po. We can even have heptagonal pyramid or octagonal pyramid, and so on and so forth. But in our lesson today, we will just focus on these types of pyramid. Alright? Okay, now remember, the volume of a pyramid is equal to 1/3 base times height. Tama po ba? The question is, will it also hold true? Parehas din po kaya ang formula na gagamitin natin when it comes to these types of pyramid? Magiging standard po kaya itong formula natin? The answer is, yes, this rule holds no matter what the base is. Yun nga lang, the only difference is how to calculate the base area. Doon lang po yung magiging pagkakaiba-iba nung kanyang computation. So how are we going to calculate the base area or yung B po natin dito? And yung H natin, ginawa na nating capital letter to differentiate it from the height of the triangle. For example, dito sa triangular pyramid natin. Makikita nyo po mamaya yung purpose. Bakit ginawa nating capital H yung ating formula. Okay, so let's now proceed to the next slide. Here, we are going to summarize kung ano po yung magiging formula natin if we're going to find out the formula in getting the triangular pyramid or the volume in getting the triangular pyramid. So first, we have here the pyramid. Ang itsura niya is ganito. Take note of the base. It's a triangle, an equilateral triangle since we are talking about regular polygons. Ngayon, ano ang magiging formula niya? Okay? Anong magiging formula nung base? Kasi yung base ang kailangan nating i-differentiate. Magkakaiba sila on how to compute the base. So how are we going to do that? Let's go back to triangle. How do we compute for the area of a triangle? Of course, you remember the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. Okay, pinag-aralan na po natin yan. Pinag-aralan nyo na yan since elementary. Now, what will be our base? Ito po yung base natin. What will be our height? Ito po yung height nung triangle. So, there you go. Ganun lang po kasimple if we are going to find out the area of a triangle. It's just 1/2 base times height. Okay? So, yun po ang gagamitin natin para makuha natin yung base ng pyramid. Okay? Yung base nito. Okay, aside from triangular pyramid, we also, yes, by the way, this is now the base and this is the height of the base, yung ating triangular base. Next, we also have the pentagonal pyramid. Okay, ano po ang itsura niyan? Ganyan. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The base is a pentagon, a regular pentagon. Okay? What will be the base area formula? Paano natin malalaman yung area ng base niya? Okay, so if this is the base, a regular pentagon, there are actually a lot of ways para makuha yung area nito. And some of those ways is a little advanced para sa inyong mga grade 8. Some of them, there are also formulas na kakailanganin nyo dito na hindi pa naituro sa inyo. And some of them are in advanced mathematics like trigonometry. Pero ngayon, don't worry kasi we will find the area of this regular pentagon using your prior knowledge, which is the area of a triangle. Alam naman po natin yung formula in getting the area of a triangle. So, saan po yung triangle dito? We can actually create smaller triangles. For example, here, we can create a small triangle here and we can divide the whole pentagon into how many triangles? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So if we have here this small triangle, yung nandito, it will now serve as the base of this triangle. And of course, kailangan natin ng height para makuha natin yung formula. This will now be your height. Okay, but in regular pentagon, we have a term for this. Okay, ang tawag po natin dito is apothem. Okay, apothem with our notation letter A, small letter A. Ano pong ibig sabihin ng apothem? So apothem is the distance from the center of a regular polygon to the midpoint of its side. So from center, yung gitna po ng polygon natin, regular polygon, hanggang sa midpoint ng kanyang side. Ang tawag po ay apothem. Alright? And if this is apothem, then we can say that the base of this triangle, small triangle, pwede na nating sabihin ito ay yung sides. Okay, sides ng ating regular pentagon. So our formula will be, instead of 1/2 base times height, we can now use the notation S for sides and then A for the apothem or yung height ng triangle. Pero isang triangle lang po yan, isang triangle. Since we have here 5 triangles, we will multiply this by 5. Okay? So yan po yung magiging formula natin, pero pwede naman natin siyang isulat in this way. It will now be area is equal to 5/2 times side times apothem. Bakit po 5/2? Sinimplify lang natin to. 5 times 1 is 5 divided by 2. Okay? So ito po yung magiging formula natin basing from the area of a triangle. Okay, so again, the area for our base is equal now to, base is equal to 5/2 S times A, where S here is the side of the polygon or the base, and then A is now the apothem. Okay? Now, let's proceed to finding the volume of a hexagonal pyramid. Alright, so same formula pa rin, but how are we going to compute for its base, the area of the base? So anong itsura ng hexagonal pyramid? We have this pyramid with the base of a hexagon, a regular hexagon. So let's proceed on how are we going to find out yung area ng ating hexagon. So again, just like a while ago, ang gagamitin natin is yung concept of the area of a triangle. So if we are going to divide this into smaller triangle, ilang triangle po kaya ang mabubuo natin? Okay, yes, we can create or we can divide this, decompose. Ito po ang tinatawag nilang decomposition. Decompose this into 6 triangles. Now, we have here the side of one of this triangle. And then, of course, we have the apothem, which will be serving as the height of this triangle. So, the formula will now be area is equal to 1/2 side, which is the base of the triangle. And then, the apothem, which is the height of the triangle. So instead of base times height, it will now be S times A. Pero since there are how many triangles here? There are 6, so we just multiply it by 6. Or if we want to simplify the formula, it will be 6/2 times S times A. Okay, remember 6 times 1 is 6/2. Ngayon, pwede pa bang i-divide ito or i-simplify? Yes, para mas simple pa lalo, magiging area of a regular hexagon is equal to 3 times the side times the apothem. Okay, so going back to our summary, the base area formula will now be 3 times S times A. Okay, where S here is the side of the hexagonal pyramid, polygon I mean, and then A is the apothem of the hexagonal base. Alright, so ito po yung formula natin. Ito po yung summary on how to get the base of this pyramid para makuha natin yung volume. Okay, now that we have explored the formula or how to get the volume of a pyramid inductively, we will now proceed to solving volume of pyramids. Gamitin natin yung mga formula na na-derive natin para mag-solve ng word problems. Okay, let's start with the following examples. Let's have example number 1. So we have here the word problem. Let me read. A triangular pyramid has a base in the form of a triangle with base equal to 8 centimeter. And height of the triangle is 6 centimeter. The height of the pyramid is 12 centimeter. So find its volume. All right. So we are dealing with a triangular pyramid in example number 1. So in our solution, we can actually draw the pyramid. So here we can have this pyramid, and sabi dito ang kanyang base, yung base po ng triangle, ang tinutukoy dito is yung side ng triangle. So B is equal to 8 centimeter. Okay, now next is yung height. Okay, yung height po, take note, when we are dealing with height, we have to be careful kasi dalawa po yung height na tinutukoy natin dito sa ating pyramid. So yung height dito is height of the triangle which is 6 centimeter. Okay, so yung triangle po na base ang tinutukoy dito. So height is 6 centimeter. We will use the small letter H. Okay, for the height of the base triangle. Next, the height of the pyramid is 12 centimeter. Ito na po yung mismong height ng ating pyramid. So the height of the pyramid is 12 centimeter. This time we will be using the uppercase H to differentiate it from the height of the triangle base. Kaya po magkaiba yan. Kaya dun sa formula natin, ang gagamitin natin is ito sa volume. Okay? Ito naman po dun sa base. Alright, so we can proceed immediately dito sa ating volume, pero ang problema po dito, we have the height, yes, 12 centimeter, but we don't have the area of the base. Kaya ang uunahin po talaga natin is yung ating base, which is yung formula na na-derive natin kanina, which is 1/2 base times height, or yung formula ng ating triangle. So let's substitute. The base is equal to 8, and then the height of the triangle is equal to 6. So 8 times 6, we will get 48. Times 1/2, it will be 24. So ang unit po ng ating base, since area yan, it is square centimeter. Alright? Ito na po ang gagamitin natin to get the volume. So meron na po tayong i-substitute sa ating ultimate formula. Okay? So ito na po yung magiging step 2 natin. Let's substitute. So base is equal to 24. The area of the base is 24. And then the height of the pyramid, ito po, capital H, which is 12. So 24 times 12 is 288 times 1/3, or you can just divide this by 3. It will give you 96. Now, ano naman po ang magiging unit niya? Kung area ay square centimeter, ang volume naman po ay magiging cubic centimeter, or cm raised to 3. Alright? So our final answer, the volume of the pyramid is equal to 96 cubic centimeter. Okay, let's have another example. This time, let's have solving volume of a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, this will now be example number 2. So our regular pentagonal pyramid has a base side of 10 inches and an apothem of the pentagon equal to 7 inches. Find the volume of the pyramid if its height is 15 inches. Okay, in our solution, we can now draw the pyramid. So we have here the pentagonal pyramid with the base of a pentagon. Okay, so let's now label the parts. We have here 10 inches for the side or the base side, which is, ito po, itong part na to, side is equal to 10 inches. Now again, we can divide the base, which is a pentagon, into triangles. Okay, just like what I have explained kanina, wherein yung kanyang apothem is now the height of one triangle. So it will now be 7 inches according to our given. Yung apothem is 7 inches. And then find the volume of the pyramid if its height is 15 inches. So yung height natin dito sa ating pyramid, it will now be capital letter H, 15 inches. Okay? So yung height na lowercase, ito na po yun, yung apothem. So since this is now a regular pentagon, we now use the symbols A and then S instead of base and then height. Okay? So let's proceed now with our computation. Step 1, we are going to compute for the area of the base. So base is equal to yung ating formula na na-derive kanina. So 5 over 2 times S times A. Okay? Or the area of this small triangle times 5. Ganun lang po yun. So 5 divided by 2 times S times A. Our S is 10 and our A is 7. So 10 times 7, we will get 70 times 5 over 2 or 70 times 5 divided by 2. So our answer will be 175. Ang unit niya is square inches. Okay? Area is 175 square inches. Next step is to now find the volume. So our volume is 1/3 the area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So let's substitute. Area of the base is 175 and then the height of the pyramid is 15 inches. So 175 times 15, it will give you 2,625. And then divide mo siya sa 3 or multiply mo sa 1/3, magiging 875. Ang ating unit, it will now be cubic inches. Again, so the volume is equal to 875 cubic inches. Okay, for our last example, we have here a hexagonal pyramid. Okay, so a regular hexagonal pyramid has a base side of 12 meters and an apothem of the hexagon is 10 meters. The height of the pyramid is 20 meters. Find its volume. All right, so let's try to draw the figure. So we have here the pyramid with the 6-sided polygon or hexagon sa kanyang base. And let's label the parts. 12 meters po yung kanyang side. Bawat side ay 12 meters. And then yung apothem is 10 meters. So if we're going to divide this into 6 triangles, the apothem will serve as the height, which is 10 meters. Now, the height of the pyramid itself is 20 meters. There you go. So you will use the capital letter H, 20 meters. Now, we can now compute for the area of the base using these two. So, formula natin is B is equal to 3 times S times A. Saan po ulit natin nakuha ito? Dun po sa exploration natin kanina where we derived the formula of the area of a hexagon or regular hexagon. So, 3 times S times A. S will be 12, A will be 10. Okay, so 12 times 10 is 120 times 3. It will be 360. Okay, unit natin is square meters. Next, we will now proceed to the volume. So volume is equal to 1/3 base, or area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So base is 360. Height of the pyramid is 20. So 360 times 20, it will give you 7,200 times 1/3, or you just divide it by 3, it will give you 2,400. Ano po ang unit? Yes, cubic meters. So there you go. The volume of the pyramid is 2,400 cubic meters. Okay, for you to practice, we have here an exercise. You can solve the following word problems involving the volume of regular pyramids. Show your complete solution. So you can do this on your own. Try to do this on a paper and then try to pause this video first so you can do it on your own. Tapos balik na lang po kayo. Just play this video if you are done answering so you can compare with the correct answer. So God bless po sa inyong pagsagot. Okay, so I hope you are now ready. Let's now check your answers. Let's start with number 1. So we have here the problem. A glass award is shaped like a triangular pyramid. Its base is a triangle with a base of 9 centimeter and a height of 5 centimeter. The height of the pyramid is 14 centimeters. Find its volume. So since we are dealing with a triangular pyramid, we are going to solve first for the base, which is a triangle. Ang formula ng triangle, area ng triangle is 1/2 base times height. So let's just substitute. Our base here is the 9 centimeter. Our height is the 5 centimeter. Okay? Wag po yung 14 ha. 5 centimeter yung height ng triangle. It will now be, the area will now be 22.5 square centimeters. After this, we can now proceed with the volume. So 1/3 base times height. So ang base natin, which is the area, is 22.5 times yung height mismo nung pyramid, which is 14 centimeter. It will give you 105 cubic centimeter. Don't forget the unit. It should be cubic centimeter. Alright? Okay, next for exercise number 2, we have here the problem. The metal top of a decorative lantern is shaped like a regular pentagonal pyramid. Each side of the pentagonal base measures 8 inches, and the apothem of the base is 6 inches. The height of the pyramid is 18 inches. Find its interior volume. So we are dealing with a pentagonal pyramid this time. So let's solve first for the area of the pentagon. So we have the formula, B is equal to 5 times 1/2 S times A, or in short, 5/2 times S times A. So yung S natin, which is the side, it is equal to 8. Yung A, which is the apothem, it is equal to 6. So 8 times 6 times 5/2, it will give you, in total, magiging 120 square inches yung ating base area. Now that we have the base area, let's solve for the volume. 1/3 base times height ulit. Yung base natin is 120. Yung height ng pyramid is 18 inches. Therefore, our final answer is 720 cubic inches. Okay? And lastly, for number 3. Okay, here in number 3, a small rooftop skylight is shaped like a regular hexagonal pyramid. Each side of the hexagonal base measures 1.2 meters, and the apothem of the base is 1 meter. The height of the pyramid is 2.4 meters. What is the volume of the air space inside? So this time, we are dealing with a hexagonal pyramid. Okay, so in our solution, we'll find the area of the hexagon base muna with 6 congruent triangles. No, we can split it into 6 congruent triangles. Our formula will be 3SA. Okay, so S will now be the side, which is 1.2 meters. A will be the apothem, 1.0 or 1 meter. So 3 times 1.2 times 1 is 3.6 square meters. Yan po yung base ng ating pyramid area, no? So next is volume. Volume 1/3 base times height. The base is 3.6 meters squared or square meter, and then times the height of the pyramid, which is 2.4 meters. It will now give you 2.88 cubic meter in the end of our computation. So we have our final answer, 2.88 cubic meters. Okay, so I hope nasagot nyo po yung tatlong problems natin. Alright? And if you want more exercises, I have here, I can provide you an activity. But for the answers, you can just check this with your teachers in your classrooms, especially if your teachers are also using our PowerPoint presentation products. No? So with that, thank you for listening. For now, I have to say bye, and for our next lesson, ang ating susunod na lesson ay ito po, part 2 ng ating topic on volume of pyramids. This time, it is now with irregular base naman. Okay? So there we are going to solve pyramids with irregular base polygons. Okay? So I hope to see you again on that video. Thank you for listening. God bless and bye-bye for now.
Kung meron kang natutunan sa video na ito, please click the subscribe button to support this channel para mas matulungan ulit kita sa mga susunod mo pang math lessons. Lagi mong tatandaan, ang math ay para sa lahat. At ako si Teacher Van, nagsasabing dito sa Math Isip, lamang ang nag-iisip. God bless and see you on the next video. Bye-bye.